This story is in response to a comment I was going to make, or instead of a comment I was going to make about running out of gas. And I will post it on the video. I can't remember now whose it was, but sorry. Anyway, so one day it was probably a week after I got the bike, and I had to get a safety inspection in order to license and do all that, transfer and all that good stuff. So I took it to the Harley dealer to do a safety inspection on it, and I left that, and I was going to Target after that. So I got to Target, and on the way back, the bike started jacking up on me. And so I took it to, first I took it to the Harley dealer. I'm like, look, I just left here and now my bike's being all jacked up and it's not starting. And so I pushed it to back to the Harley dealership. It was probably like a mile, I guess. But what are you going to do? You know, you can't, I wasn't going to leave it there, so in the street, so I pushed it back to the dealer. Anyway, so we figured out that it was the choke cable. It had broken free or broken loose, something. And so he put it in, he like pushed it in, because it was like way out here. When you put it on, when you released it and then put it back, it was like way out here, so it wasn't engaged. So he pushed it, jammed it back in there, and it started, and it ran okay. And so he was like, well, this should do you, you know, just don't use the cable. And we don't need a choke cable anyway here. So I leave out of there thinking everything's all groovy, and I get right out the street, and it does it again. So I'm like, screw this. The Honda dealership is Honda and Yamaha's just back a little bit down the road, so I pushed it to the other dealer. So they pick it up, blah 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 blah, and they fix it. I leave, it's the choke cable. I come back and pick up the bike a couple days later, next day, something, I can't remember. Anyway, so I get out on the street, it starts up, he tells me what he did, all this good stuff, and so I get out on the road and it dies on me again, and it's doing the same thing it was doing before. So I'm like, golly, this is just sucky. And it stopped exactly the same place it stopped the second time when I had to haul it back to the Honda dealership. And that was another like mile and a half or so pushing this thing. So I'm like, holy crap. So I push it all the way back to the Honda dealership, and so they're looking at it. I'm like, look, I just picked this sucker up and it's doing the same thing. I don't get it. What's wrong with it? And he was like, well, the guy comes out and he's looking at it, he goes, it should be fine. I mean, we did nothing else to the thing except for this choke cable, and everything should be fine. He goes, do you have gas in it? And I opened up the thing, I'm like, yeah, it was like halfway. I was like, it's got all kinds of gas. He was like, well, it might be out. I'm like, look at it. You can see it, you know? And so he put the reserve on and started it, and it started right up. And he was like, go down to the gas station, put gas in it, and then drive it around the block and see what happens. I'm like, all right. So I go down to the gas station and drive around the block, and it's fine. I had to go back to the dealer with my tail between my legs and like, I was out of gas. But they were so cool. They didn't act like I was a big dumb girl or anything, because honestly it looked like it was like half a thing, half a tank. And he said that on my bike that the reserve is like a little straw on this side of the tank. And he said that if it gets, you know, it may look like you have a lot, but if it's not on top of that straw, then it's going to run out of gas. So then that You know, all you guys know that the reserve, I knew the reserve was, opened that up too, but it's like, holy moly. But something is weird because since then, the tank has been a lot lower and still going, and not on reserve too. So I don't know, it was kind of a freaky thing, but that's my running out of gas story. All 25 minutes of it. You guys have a great day.